Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jose Luis. Good afternoon, Dana. How are you doing?
Todo bien, teacher.
Everything's fine? Ready for English classes? Okay, let's start. And you, Dana, are you fine?
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon. So let's start. Yeah, yesterday we talked about some common verbs, and we're going to see them right now. So I'm gonna share my screen, and you're going to look at it. Yes, so yesterday we learned verb collocations. Yes, remember that verb collocations means that there are these verbs, do, make, have, take, and we're going to use these verbs with some nouns. Sí, que significa collocations, significa que hay algunos verbos que se van a colocar con algunos sustantivos. For example, make a noise, right? Make noise, hacer ruido. So we cannot say do noise. No, that's not possible, please. We cannot say take noise. No, never, please. So noise is going to go with the verb make. Sí, si queremos decir hacer ruido, no vamos a usar el verbo do. We're going to use make. Make a noise, make money, make progress. So these are the verb collocations, yes? So that's the difference between do and make. Prácticamente esa es la diferencia entre do y make. I know that in Spanish, both of them means hacer. ¿Sí? Yo sé que en español ambos significan el verbo hacer. But what's the difference? So do is going to be used for physical activity, physical exercise. When you think, right? So do the housework, hacer la limpieza. So we need to be active, right? We need to do a lot of exercise to do the housework. Do the cooking, the same. Do the shopping. So you have to walk to the shopping and buy some things. Yes? So here you have some examples. Whereas make, we're going to use make when you use your hands. Okay? La diferencia entre do y make es que do es muy físico. Son actividades, ejercicios físicos, right? Do exercise, do the housework, do the homework. But make, you have to use your hands. ¿Sí? Para usar el verbo make tenemos que usar las manos. So make a mistake, make progress, make money, right? Make travel, make a difference, hacer una diferencia. What about have? So there are some times that have and take are misunderstood. So we're going to see. Have is going to be have a drink, have a bath, have a holiday, have a relationship, right? Whereas take, we're going to take a rest. Vamos a tomar un descanso. We're going to take a seat, take a taxi, take a bus, right? So it's more with, más con descanso, tomar un holiday, right? Take a holiday. Entonces irse a vacaciones, descansar un poco. So that's it. Now, we're going to practice these collocations. We're going to go to your workbook. So could you please open your workbook? We're going to go to page, this is not the page, but here you have the page. It's page number 74. Yes, everybody please open your workbook, go to page 74. What are we going to do? We're going to do this exercise. Exercise number 3. Common verbs and common collocations, right? Here we have the nouns, and in the sentences we already have the verb. So we just need to complete, for example, number 1. I'll be ready to go out in about half an hour. I just need to take a shower. Yes? So if we're talking about to go out, si hablamos de salir, we need to take a shower, right, before going out? That's it. So let me check. It's perfect. Jose Luis, we're going to start with you. What do you think about number 2? Can you read that sentence, please? Yes, Jose Luis, are you there?
I am here, teacher.
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. So please, Jose Luis, can you read number 2? Thanks for coming to the party last night.
Number 2, a good time.
I hope you had a good time. Okay, why not? We're going to check that. To have a good time. Yeah, it was the right to have a good time. Perfect. So I hope you had a good time. Thank you, Jose Luis. Dana, what about number 3? Can you read? It's a question. Sally's not in the office at the moment. Can I take what?
A message?
Perfect. Yeah, that's it. Can I take a message? Thank you, Dana. What about number 4? Janet, please, can you complete number 4?
Arrest?
You need arrest?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, but after need, we need to complete, right? You need to. ¿Qué verbo vamos a usar con arrest? Take, have, do, make.
Take arrest?
Yes. Remember that after need, we need to use to, right? You need to take a rest. Sé que después de need necesitamos usar el to. You look exhausted, Tio. You need to take a rest. Janet, that was perfect. Nady, what about number 5, please? Yes, Nady, what do you think? Anja isn't interested in a career, right? So she doesn't want to study. All she wants to do is get married and have. What do you think, Nady?
Children, teacher?
Yes, that's it, right? All she wants is to get married and have children. Thank you. Perfect. Abigail, let's go with number 6. It's a question and then a sentence.
Number 6 is a phone call.
Okay, I need to make a phone call. Could be, yes, I need to make a phone call. So let's check. Well, here we don't have make a phone call, probably here. Yeah, it's here, make a phone call, right? Perfect. What about number 7? Let's go with you, Fernando, please.
Any housework.
Okay, I can't remember the last time she did any housework.
No, mira, mañana es viernes. Ay, oye, qué sé.
Dana, can you turn off your microphone, please?
No, ¿cuál? No, las 5. La 8.
Dana, your microphone
Me shopping.
is on. Can you turn it off?
¿Cuál teacher? La 8.
Okay, yes, let's do number 8.
Some shopping.
Yeah, to do some shopping, right? I might be a little late home tonight. I need to do some shopping. Perfect. Let's go with number 9. And here we're going to... Sebastian, what do you have for number 9? It's a question. So you have only 2 options. A great job, no notes. What do you think? Sebastian, are you there?
No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's it. Do you take any notes for me? And the last one, number 10, Jordi, what would be the last one? So it's easy because you only have one option. What is the last option?
A great job.
Yeah, they did a great job, right? So we're happy with the people that painted our apartment. They did a great job, a beautiful job, whatever you want to say. Okay, so now what are we going to do today? Today we're going to focus on verbs. So please, I need you to remember verbs. Yes, today we're going to talk about something new for you. I'm going to show you. Here you have, right? You remember I sent you this PDF? You have here past simple of regular verbs. And here you have irregular verbs, right? The past simple. So today we're going to focus on the last column. Sí, el día de hoy nos vamos a enfocar en el pasado participio. So you have the verb built, and the past participle is going to be built. And you have the verb lay, the past participle is going to be late, right? Well, these ones, they don't change anything. Let me take a look. For example, here. Yes, from here you start changing. If you have the verb ride a bicycle, right? The past is rode, but the past participle is going to be ridden. Pay attention to the past participle, please. You have drive, to drive a car. The past is going to be yesterday, I drove a car, right? That's the past. And here you have the past driven. So it's complete different. You have write, the past participle, written. Yes? Today we're going to practice in this, show you a wheel, and we're going to do that. So first of all, take a look to this. And this is only verbs, okay? Esto solamente es con los verbos irregulares. Si somos regulares, so it's going to be ed. Yes, if you have watch, so it's going to be watch, the past participle. No changes with regular. Sí, los regulares se van a quedar con ed al final. But pay attention to irregular verbs, please. So let's take a look to irregular verbs. You have here break, right? Romper. So yesterday broke my computer. And the past participle is going to be broken. So here you have this group. You have choose, chosen. Speak, spoken. Then vowel change. From I, we're going to change to A and then to U. So to begin, right? Yesterday I began and I have began. Yeah, pay attention to the, because there's not a lot of difference. Here you have began and here is began. Drink, drank, drunk. Ring, rang, rung. So how we are going to practice this? It's important, please, to practice the verbs. Yes. How are we going to practice? I'm going to send you this link. We only have 2 minutes. Yes. And in 2 minutes, you have to choose the correct option. Here you have the verb make. So what is the simple past form? ¿Cuál es el pasado de make? So we know that is made. Yes. Pay attention to the question here. What is the infinitive form? Make, right? That is the infinitive. Present participle. Everybody please pay attention to present participle, porque van a ver present participle, past participle. Present participle es con ing. Making. Yes? Remember please, present participle, ing. What about the present for he, she, it? Acuérdense que la forma en presente para he, she, it, vamos a aumentar una S al final, right? So it's going to be makes. And then the past participle. Y por último, lo que estamos aprendiendo el día de hoy, past participle, so it's made. Yes? I need you to have a lot of verbs. What is the present of speak? So it's a speak, but for he, she, it, it's going to be speaks. She speaks, right? Past participle, spoken. So we're going to do one example with you. And let me choose one person. Okay, Jordi, let's do this. Yes, anyway, we have 30 seconds. Let's see what we can do. What is the present participle of a speak? Present participle. Jordi?
Spent.
Well, remember present participle is going to be with ing. See? Acuérdense que present participle is going to be ing.
How did you speak?
Speaking.
No, spoken.
Yes, spoken is the past participle. So we're going to show that in order to make clear this. Present participle is going to be with ing. See? Como playing, making. But please pay attention to the past participle. Yeah, the past participle is what you have here, the third option. Sí, eso es lo que quiero que presten atención. Past participle es la tercera opción. Acá siempre tienen el infinitivo, the past, and the past participle. For example, the verb to see, right? El verbo ver. In past, we're going to say saw. Yesterday, I saw a movie. And the past participle is going to be seen. Yes? The same happened with take. Yesterday, I took, and I have taken. This is the past participle. Solamente quiero que se acuerden la forma. Luego vamos a ver cuándo usamos. Eso, y... ¿No, José Luis?
No, teacher decía que si podría compartir ese PDF.
But you have in the WhatsApp.
Entendido, teacher.
I have sent it to you. Well, I'm going to send it again. And I asked you many times, please download it, print it. Sí, les pedí muchas veces que lo descarguen, que lo impriman y que lo tengan ahí en su pared. Let's take a look. Where are they? Irregular verbs. Yes, here we have the PDF. Okay, here you have. Please, here you have. So let me know if you can download it. Yes. Pay attention to regular and irregular. So now I'm going to send you the link. So we only have 2 minutes, please remember. Sí, solamente tenemos 2 minutos. So pay attention to the question. What is the infinitive? What is the present for he, she, it? Right? Presten mucha atención para el presente, he, she, it. Acuérdense que es con la S. So let's remember a little bit the verbs. Yes, you can start whenever you want. Yeah, one more time the verb to take. So you're going to learn a lot about the verb to take. Okay, everybody, please start doing that. I'm going to give you 2 minutes and we come back. Okay, I think that you have finished. How was it? What was your score? Sí, tuvieron un score arriba de 30, abajo de 30, between 10. Have you done it? Have you finished? No? Okay, anyway, I need you to practice, please, verbs. Yeah, verbs are important. If they are in the past, in the present, in the past participle, present participle, right? Okay, let's continue, everybody. You have that link, it's for you. So please practice the verbs. Yeah, because on the test, you're going to have that. So let's continue. Go to your workbook, well, to your book, pardon. Okay, everybody, today we're going to talk about 101, right? We're going to talk about achievements and ambitions. En esta unidad seguimos hablando sobre ambiciones, logros, achievement, cosas que hemos logrado, cuáles son nuestras metas, nuestras ambiciones. So please, this is important. Yeah, I want you to pay attention. Reading and speaking. Look at the book covers, match them to the book review extracts. So here we have 4 books. Yes. Remember here the title of this page is 101. That's why we have here 101. Well, yeah. So 101 things to buy before you die. The 5 secrets you must discover before you die. 1,001 albums you must hear before you die. 1,000 places to see before you die. Okay, so everything is about your death. But anyway, so here you have the books. What about the review extracts? This is the ultimate shopping list. What do you think is talking about? Shopping list. Things to buy. 5 secrets you must discover. Albums that you must hear. Places to see before you die. So this question goes for who didn't participate. I think it was Samara. Samara, what do you think about the first extract? This is the ultimate shopping list. Samara?
Letter C.
Okay, you think about albums? We're going to talk about albums. We have a shopping list.
Letter D.
No, it's going to be letter A, right? So if we talk about shopping, we're going to talk about things to buy. Si abramos una lista de compras, well, shopping, so we need to buy, right? Necesitamos comprar. So number 1 is going to be for picture A. What about number 2? Fernando, please, what do you think about extract number 2?
The picture A.
Well, we already have picture A for number 1. Yes, this is the ultimate shopping list, so 101 things to buy before you die. That's shopping list, right? Things to buy. What about number 2? More of a travel guide than a list. But then everything's a list these days, right? So we're talking about travel guide. Which book is linked with travel?
The picture D.
Yeah, right. 1,000 places to see before you die. So to see, you need to travel. For example, you must see Cusco, so you must go there. You need to travel. Yes, so number 2 is for picture. What about number 3? Jordi, please, what do you think about number 3? The only problem is, will there ever be time to listen to all of them? To listen, right? So which book is he talking about? Will there be time to listen to them? So if we're talking about listening,
Picture C.
yeah, right. So here you have 1,001 albums you must hear before you die. Sí, aquí tenemos todos los mejores álbumes de la vida that you must hear before you die. Yeah, of course, that's picture C. And finally, the last one. So no surprises on this short list. Short, right? but lots of good examples for living a long and happy life. So it's a short list. Probably we only have 5 secrets, right? The 5 secrets you must discover before you die. That's number 4. Okay, so now that we have here the things that we need to do before we die, in which of the books do these items appear? Well, if we are going to talk about traveling, secrets, music, shopping, which could be this? For example, The Great Wall of China, Give More Than You Take, the first radio hit, LP, the finest diamond ring. So these questions are for, and let me check. Sebastian, Juanca. Sebastian, number 1 and number 2, and Juanca, please, number 3 and number 4. So, Sebastian, the Great Wall of China. In which book do you think we're going to talk about the Great Wall of China? El Gran Muro de la China, right? In which book? In Things to Buy, Secrets, Music,
Picture B, teacher.
B, The Secrets?
Yes.
Well, no, we're going to talk about here, right? The places to see. Yeah, it's because you must see the Great Wall of China. Sí, tenemos que viajar y conocer el muro de la China, el gran muro de la China, right? So it's to travel, to see. Number 1 will be with the book letter D. 1,000 places to see before you die. Okay. Sebastian, what do you think about number 2? Give more than you take. Give more than you take. Dar más de lo que recibe. Do you think it's Things to Buy? A Secret? Music?
Picture B, teacher. A secret.
Yeah, that's a secret, right? That's a secret of life, to give more than you take. Yes, that's a secret. Anka, what about number 3 and number 4, please? The first Radiohead LP, is it Things to Buy or Music?
See, teacher?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so that's C, right? It's going to be about the albums. And the last one, the finest diamond ring. So that will be picture A, right? Here you see watches, high heels, purses. So we're going to talk about diamond rings. ¿Sí? Los anillos de diamante. The finest, el más fino, right? So yes, that's it. So why is important to talk about that? Why is important to talk about achievements, ambitions? Because when we talk about ambitions that we have, we're going to use the present perfect. Yes? So here we have another list. Let's complete here with the correct verb. Which verb do you think is missing here? Top things to before you die. Which verb? To take, to make, to see, to read, to do, to travel, to what? So this question is for Abigail. Which verb do you think will be here? Yeah, we have go whale watching, ride a camel, right? Go whale watching, ride a camel, fly over a volcano, drive a Formula One car, see the northern lights. That would be beautiful. See the northern lights. Abigail, which verb do you think is missing here? Top 10 things to before you die. Esta es una lista de las 10 cosas que
To go.
to go, well, and what about to go fly over a volcano, to go drive, to go skydiving, okay. Well, it's going to be to do, right? Las cosas que tenemos que hacer. Top 10 things to do. Yes, you cannot die without doing these things. Según esta lista, no podemos morirnos sin hacer estas cosas. So, hacer, right? To do. We need to do these things. I'm going to see if this... Okay, there it goes. Yeah. So, let's classify them. We're going to classify them. In which of these ambitions or dreams includes animal? Which of these activities include animals? For example, whale, right? Whale, ballena, camel. Which other one? Well, that's not a whale, but I don't have here a picture of a whale. Pardon, this is a dolphin. And this is a camel. So this question goes for Edson. Which of these activities include animals? Edson?
Swim with dolphins.
Okay, we have dolphins. Another animal, whale, right? Whale es cuidar ballenas. Two more animals. Nos faltan dos más animales.
Ride a camel to the pyramid.
Yes, that's an important thing to do, right? Ride a camel to the pyramids.
Pyramid.
And a horse. Yes?
Ride a horse.
Yeah, that includes
Yes, horse.
Horse, caballo. Montar a caballo, montar un caballo. Yes, we're going to say ride a horse, ride a camel. Sí, vamos a montar camellos, vamos a montar caballos. Okay? So here we have horse. Those are for animals. Thank you, Edson. So let's do this quickly. What about can only happen in a specific place? So a specific place. For example, pyramids, right? It's a specific place. It only happens in Egypt. So pyramid, that's a specific. Well, volcano, no, I don't think it's a specific. We have plenty of volcanoes all around the world. What else? The Northern Lights. Okay, so this is a specific place, right? So it's going to happen only in the North Pole, en el Polo Norte. Sí, es un lugar específico. Antarctica, so that is a specific place. Explore Antarctica. What else? Take the Trans-Siberian Railway. Yeah, that's also a specific place, right? Siberia. And that's it. which include a long trip. So here we're going to talk about long trip. Un viaje largo, right? So we're in Bolivia. We need to travel a long trip. While we're watching, I think we need to make a lot of long trips for everything, right? Because in Bolivia we don't have volcano, probably La Paz, but I don't know. And drive a Formula car, you think that's in Bolivia? Can we find that in Bolivia or not? I think beach, yeah, you can find in Bolivia. But which include a long trip. For example, we're going to travel a lot to see the pyramids, right? This one, number 2. We're going to travel a lot. For the northern lights also, so we need to go to the north. We are in the south. We need to go to the north. Antarctica, okay. Yeah, also. Siberian, right? We need to travel a lot. Dolphins, I don't know. Probably in Punta Cana, in Dominican Republic, we can see that. And horse, well, you can ride a horse wherever you want in Santa Cruz, right? So that doesn't require a long trip. A form of transportation. Entonces, un transporte público o un transporte. Right. Which of the activities include a form of transportation? So we need to use a car, a plane, a train, right? Ride a camel? Yeah, I will say that a camel, it's a form of transportation because many years ago it was. Fly. So we need to fly with an airplane, helicopter, right? Drive. Formula 1 car. Yes, that's a form of transportation. It's a car. Skydiving. So what do you think is skydiving? Go skydiving. Any ideas? It's an interesting sport. You're going to see here. And a horse. That's a form of transportation. So we're going to see what is skydiving. I'm going to show you a picture because a picture explains better. Okay, there you have skydiving. Yes, that is an activity. It's like jumping, right? So go skydiving. You're going to jump from a helicopter and sky. So you have the sky here. Diving means to go down. Sí, ahí tienen dos palabras juntas. Sky, cielo, dive, que es el verbo excavar. So skydiving, caer en el cielo, right? Or something like that. Okay, so now we have identified these top things to do before we die. Yes. Now that we have identified them, we're going to read this one. Everybody, please, I need you to pay attention to this listening because the listening is important. Yes, listen to 3 people, Helen, Renata, and Stephen, talking about the listening, reading, and speaking number 4, right? So they are going to talk about this list. That's what I want you to pay attention to, this list and the things that we have to do, the activities. Which activities do they talk about? I want you to tell me which of these activities they are going to mention. Si quiero que me digan qué actividades acá van a hacer o quieren hacer. I don't know. And if you can complete here the conversation, please do it. So let's listen, complete the extracts, and then you're going to tell me which activities do they talk about. Okay, everybody, so let's pay attention here. I'm going to share the audio. Everybody, please pay attention to this listening.
Transcript 12.3, page 129. Exercise 1. I hate these lists.
Why? I think they're interesting.
Come on. I mean, life isn't a list. It's how you live from day to day that's important. Who you are, not the number of things you do. This is just a list of expensive vacation experiences. Just another thing to consume.
Consume? What do you mean?
Well, it's a list of things to spend money on. Things you can buy, isn't it? You know, an exotic vacation or skydiving. All these before you die lists say you haven't had a good life, a full life, if you don't do all these exotic and expensive things. And I think that's wrong.
Helen has a point, and this list is a little stupid. I mean, drive a Formula One car? That's just for kids. Some people think that life is just about driving fast cars, obviously.
I know, that's exactly what I mean. But then, looking again, there are some good things on the list too. I'd love to go whale watching, for example.
Me too.
I did that in Argentina a few years ago. It was fantastic.
And I've been to Antarctica.
Seriously?
Yeah, I went last summer. It was amazing. And I'd love to see the Northern Lights. Helen, you've lived in Finland, haven't you? Have you ever seen the Northern Lights?
No, I haven't. We went up to the north once, but we didn't see the lights. I've seen the midnight sun, though. But then, that isn't on the list, is it? So I suppose it doesn't count.
Okay, everybody, we're going to listen one more time. But this time, I'm going to call. So, Helen, Dana, you're going to help me with Helen. So, Dana, I need you to pay attention on what Helen says. Yes? Pay attention to Helen, Dana. Then we have Renata. So, let me check who is going to help me with Renata. Nady, please. Nady, can you help me with Renata? Yes? You're going to tell me what she says. And finally, we have Stephen. Yes, we only have 2 spaces for Stephen. So who's going to tell me this one? Sebastian. Sebastian, please, I want you to tell me what does Stephen say. Yes? And once you finish, I want you to tell me, do you think Helen, Renata, and Stephen like the list? Why not? Y luego quiero que me digan si les gustan las listas, les gusta hacer, no. What's going on there? Yeah. Let's listen one more time. Helen, you're Dana. Dana, you're Helen. Nady, you're Renata. And Sebastian, you're Stephen. So you're going to tell me. Let's do it.
Transcript 12.3, page 129. Exercise 1. I hate these lists.
Why? I think they're interesting.
Come on. I mean, life isn't a list.
I think they're interesting.
Come on. I mean, life isn't a list. It's how you live from day to day that's important. Who you are, not the number of things you do. This is just a list of expensive vacation experiences. Just another thing to consume.
Consume? What do you mean?
Well, it's a list of things to spend money on. Things you can buy, isn't it? You know, an exotic vacation or skydiving. All these before you die lists say you haven't had a good life, a full life, if you don't do all these exotic and expensive things. And I think that's wrong.
Helen has a point, and this list is a little stupid. I mean, drive a Formula One car? That's just for kids. Some people think that life is just about driving fast cars, obviously.
I know, that's exactly what I mean. But then, looking again, there are some good things on the list too. I'd love to go whale watching, for example.
Me too.
I did that in Argentina a few years ago. It was fantastic.
And I've been to Antarctica.
Seriously?
Yeah, I went last summer. It was amazing. And I'd love to see the Northern Lights. Helen, you've lived in Finland, haven't you? Have you ever seen the Northern Lights?
No, I haven't. We went up to the north once, but we didn't see the lights. I've seen the midnight sun, though. But then, that isn't on the list, is it? So I suppose it doesn't count.
Okay, let's check. Dana, what do you have for the first one?
¿Voy a volver a repetir, por favor?
No, no way. Why? So here you just have simple sentences, simple words. Yes, they weren't complicated. Okay, we're going to listen one more time, but only the first part. Yes, Dana, because in the first part, Helen talks. So you're just going to listen to Helen. So Dana, listen carefully.
Transcript 12.3, page 129. Exercise 1.
I hate these lists.
Why? I think they're interesting.
Come on. I mean, life isn't a list. It's how you live from day to day that's important. Who you are, not the number of things you do.
Okay, there you have the 3 points. Have you completed, Dana? What does she say? Is the first sentence. These lists. I like these lists. I don't like this list. I love this list. I hate this list. What does she say? Incluso por el tono de voz, Dana. ¿Cree que le gusta, que no le gusta estas listas? Nothing, Dana? Okay. So listen one more time. Just pay attention to her intonation, to what she says. Helen is the first person talking.
Transcript 12.3, page 129. Exercise 1.
I hate these lists.
Why? I think they're interesting.
Come on. I mean, life isn't a list. It's how you live from day to day that's important.
Okay, Dana? Let's do it.
I guess the list, teacher.
I hate. Yes, I hate these lists. And the other word? So, I don't know, Nady, you managed to complete the second phrase, Renata? What does Renata think about the lists, Nady? She said, why? I think they are good, they are beautiful, they are bad, I think they are what? Nady, are you there? Okay, let's go with you, please. Let me check. Janet or Samara or Abigail. What do you have here? What does Renata say?
Interesting.
Yes, I think they're interesting. Yes, I think they're interesting. So, Dana, what do you have for Helen? Life isn't a... So, Dana, what are we talking about here? Shopping list. Write a list, right? So, Dana, life isn't a...
Life is a light, a list.
Isn't a list, right? Yes? Yes, life isn't a list. La vida no es una lista de cosas que hacer, right? So that's what Helen says. I hate this list because life isn't a list. Sebastian, what about Stephen? Some people think that life is just about what? What's life about? Is it just about go whale watching? Is it just about ride a camel, fly over a volcano, drive a Formula 1 car? What is life about? According to some people, right?
Teacher, yo ahí escuché travel, pero no sé si será eso.
Okay, some people think that life is just about traveling. Could be. Some people think that life is just about drive a Formula 1 car. Yes, that's what Stephen says. Some people think that life is just about driving fast Formula 1 car, right? A Formula 1 car. So some people think that life is just about driving a Formula 1 car. That's what Stephen says. Some people. Si algunas personas creen que la vida es solamente de manejar un auto de Fórmula 1, right? And Helen, Dana, you have something here for Helen. I love to go. A Helen le gustaría ir a dónde, a qué lugar. You think she'll love to go to the Northern Lights, to fly over a volcano? She'll love to go to the pyramids. She'll love to go whale watching. What do you think, Dana?
I love to go watching.
Whale watching? Okay. Well, no, it's not going to be whale watching. ¿Se acuerdan que era whale watching? Lo vimos en el anterior día. We're going to see the picture one more time. So here in this position, right? No, it's not whale watching. No es ir a cuidar ballenas. But she would love to go and see the Northern Lights. Yes, the Northern Lights. So here you have the Northern Lights. I love to go and see the Northern Lights. Boreales, right? the northern lights. And Sebastian, what has Stephen said? I love to see...
Papi, ¿esos papeles le servían? Eso es lo de aquí.
Dana?
Ajá. Fuerte. ¿Qué?
Okay, let's see. Thank you, Dana. Sebastian, so what do you think? What does Stephen love to see? Well, I think the same, right? He loved to see the northern lights too. Yes. Okay, we're not going to spend a lot of time here. We're going to read this. So I just want you to tell me who says these phrases. Was it Helen, Renata, or Stephen? Has he ever been to Antarctica? Yes. They haven't been whale watching, but they love to go. Have you ever seen the Northern Lights? No, I haven't. So who says that? She has visited Finland. They have traveled a lot. So everybody, please, I need you to listen one more time. Listen carefully and tell me who says these phrases. Was it Helen, Renata, or Stephen? And this time we're going to listen with the script. In that way you can listen and read. Yes, everybody, let's pay attention to the conversation. Here you have the sentences. You have to tell me who says that.
Transcript 12.3, page 129. Exercise 1.
I hate these lists.
Why? I think they're interesting.
Come on. I mean, life isn't a list. It's how you live from day to day that's important. Who you are, not the number of things you do. This is just a list of expensive vacation experiences. Just another thing to consume.
Consume? What do you mean?
Well, it's a list of things to spend money on. Things you can buy, isn't it? You know, an exotic vacation or skydiving. All these before you die lists say you haven't had a good life, a full life, if you don't do all these exotic and expensive things. And I think that's wrong.
Helen has a point, and this list is a little stupid. I mean, drive a Formula 1 car? That's just for kids. Some people think that life is just about driving fast cars, obviously.
I know, that's exactly what I mean. But then, looking again, there are some good things on the list too. I'd love to go whale watching, for example.
Me too.
I did that in Argentina a few years ago. It was fantastic.
And I've been to Antarctica.
Seriously?
Yeah, I went last summer. It was amazing. And I'd love to see the Northern Lights. Helen, you've lived in Finland, haven't you? Have you ever seen the Northern Lights?
No, I haven't. We went up to the north once, but we didn't see the lights. I've seen the midnight sun, though. But then, that isn't on the list, is it? So I suppose it doesn't count.
Okay, so we're going to check that because Helen says I love to go whale watching. You are correct, Dana, sorry. So here, Helen, right? He loves to go whale watching. Okay, now, what about these sentences, please? Who says these sentences? Was it Helen, Renata, or Stephen? So this question goes for, let me check. Samara, Pedro. Samara, what about number 1? Pedro, number 2. So Samara, has he ever been to Antarctica? Yes, he has. So if we talk about he, who is he? Helen, Renata, or Stephen?
Steven?
Yeah, of course it's Stephen, right? Pedro, what about they? Who are they? Is it Helen and Renata, Renata and Stephen, or the three of them? They haven't been whale watching, but they love to go. Who are they?
Renata.
Okay, Renata and... Because we have they, right? Como tenemos they, tenemos que decir a quién se está refiriendo ese they. They es para dos personas o tres. So, is Renata and Stephen, Renata and Helen, or Renata, Helen and Stephen?
Los tres serían Helatan, Helen y Stephen.
Okay, so let's read that. We're going to read here, go away watching, right? Let me find this. Okay, Helen says here, right? Helen, I know, that's exactly what I mean. But then, looking again, there are some good things on the list, too. I love to go whale watching, for example. And Stephen says, me too. And then Renata says, I did that in Argentina a few years ago. So, what do you think? They haven't seen whale watching. ¿Quiénes no han visto una ballena? I would love to go whale watching, for example. Stephen says, me too. And Renata says, I did that in Argentina. So, who haven't seen whale watching? ¿Quiénes no han ido a ver una ballena? Pedro? It was Stephen and...
Helen?
Yeah, it was they, right? Helen and Stephen, they haven't been whale watching, but they love to. Renata has been whale watching. She has been in Argentina. Okay, so we're going to do that. What about number 3? Abigail, please, number 3. They, Helen is going to be blue. So Abigail, number 3. It's a question. Have you ever seen the Northern Lights? No, I haven't, but I've seen the midnight sun. Who says that? Is it Helen, Renata, or Stephen?
Stephen?
Okay, Stephen makes the question, right? Have you ever seen the Northern Lights? Yes. And the answer says, no, I haven't.
Helen.
Yeah. So here we have the question made for Stephen and the answer for Helen. Thank you, Abigail. So we're going to make here the question that it was Stephen, right? And the answer, it was Helen. So Helen is blue. No, I haven't. But I've seen the midnight sun. Wow. The midnight sun. Can you imagine that? To see the sun at midnight? Ver el sol a medianoche? That's crazy. That's nuts. What about number 4? She has visited Finland. Who has visited Finland? Helen, Renata, Stephen, and they have traveled a lot. So the last one, I think it refers to the 3 of them, right? They have traveled a lot. The 3 of them. Los tres han viajado mucho. Yes, so the last sentence is for the 3 of them. But what about number 4? She has visited Finland. Who says that? Sorry, let's continue. So, Fernanda, what do you think? She has visited Finland. Who has been in Finland?
Stephen.
Stephen? Okay, let me check what is Finland. Okay, so Stephen says here, right? Helen, you have lived in Finland, haven't you? So she has visited Finland. And Helen says, no, I haven't. We went up to the north one, but we didn't see the lights. So she has visited Finland.
Creo que Renata sería.
Well, no, it's not Renata, but it's Helen. Yes? Helen has visited Finland. She has been there. Because she has seen the northern lights, right? Well, she hasn't seen, but she has visited Finland. Sí, Helen visitó Finlandia, pero no logró ver the northern lights. So that's what we're going to do right now. I know that we're running out of time, but this is the present perfect. If you pay attention, everybody, please, I need you to pay attention here. We're going to talk about present perfect. Have you ever done this? We use the present perfect, so here you have the first part, right? When to use, cuando usamos el present perfect. So we're going to use the present perfect to talk about past experiences. Everybody, please, I need you to pay attention here. So we're going to use the present perfect to talk about past experiences, right? So have you ever been to Antarctica? No, I haven't, but I've been to Argentina. I want you to remember this structure. Been to, see? Been to a place, been to Santa Cruz, been to Antarctica, been to Bolivia. Now the structure, how are we going to form? We form the present perfect, right? We form with the verb have, has. Este es el auxiliar es el que importa. So we're going to use the auxiliary verb have, has, and the past participle. Yes? So the past participle, you remember that I showed you. Here you have the list of verbs, and the third column is the past participle. So we're going to use the verb to have plus the past participle. We're going to say, I have bet, I have coast. She has risen. Pay attention with she, he, it, right? She has spoken 3 languages. Yes? So we're going to use the verb to have or has, if we're going to use she, and the past participle, spoken, right? She has spoken, I have spoken English. So, when to use? To talk about past experiences. ¿Cuándo vamos a usar el presente perfecto? Para hablar sobre experiencias pasadas. How do we form? With have, has, and the past participle. So, let's complete here the sentences and the examples that we have. I, they, we, been to Antarctica. What is the verb that is missing here? This question goes for... let me check who hasn't participated. Janet, what do you have for number 1? How are we going to complete number 1?
I.
So with I, are we going to use have or has? Con I, you, we, they, are we going to use have or has?
I have.
Perfect. So here we're going to say, I have been to Antarctica. Yes. Remember that you can also write the short form, the contracted form. I've been to Antarctica. Sí, también podemos usar la forma contractada de have, es solamente la B y la E. But first of all, we're going to learn the complete form. I have been to Antarctica. If it's he, she, it, remember that we're going to use has, right? That's why you have here has. Esa S no es del verbo to be. Please pay attention here. This S, right, is not the verb to be, it's the verb to has. Pardon, has. Yes, she has been to Antarctica. He has been to Antarctica. What about for negative? Edson, how are we going to form the negative? I, you, we, they. How do we form? Perfect. Yes, that's it. They haven't seen whales, right? They haven't seen whales. And here we have the past participle of the verb to see. Sí, acá tenemos la forma participia del verbo ver, visto, right? Seen, seen. And for he, she, it, we're going to say hasn't. She hasn't seen whales. What about for questions? So let me check. Pedro, if it's a question, how are we going to make the question for you, for I, for they? We need to put the auxiliary verb. What is the auxiliary verb?
Have?
Yes, can you read the complete question, please?
Have you ever been to Argentina?
Perfect. And here you have the past participle of verb to be, right? Acá tenemos el participio del verbo to be, is been. Have you ever been to Argentina? What about number 4? If it's he, she, it, what are we going to use here, Abigail?
Has.
Yes, that's it, right? Has she ever been to Argentina? One more time, been. The past participle. Yes? So, short answers. Yes, I have. Acuérdense que si es positivo tenemos que escribir la forma completa. Yes, no podemos poner apóstrofe. No podemos decir yes, I've. No. Yes, I have. And in the negative, yes, we can put the short, the contracted form. If it's negative, we can say no, I haven't. Yes, no, I haven't. But yes, I have. So for she, yes, she has the full form. If it's negative, yeah, you can contract it. No, she hasn't. Let's practice again the past participles. Sí, porque para el presente perfecto necesitamos practicar mucho el pasado participio. So, José Luis, please, if you have the verb travel, what is going to be the past participle of verb travel?
Teacher, lo escuché medio entrecortado. ¿Qué me dijo, teacher?
Okay, we're here practicing the past participle. Sí, ahora vamos a practicar el participio. Because when we use present perfect, we need to use the past participle. So, talking about regular verbs, how are we going to form the past participle of travel?
Traveling?
That is the present participle, but the past? So we only add ed, right? Si hablamos de verbos regulares, we just add ed.
Sí, teacher, ed.
Can you read this verb, please?
Yes.
So, José Luis, number 8, visit.
Number 8 sería
The past participle of the verb visit. If it's a regular.
visit, teacher, visit con ed.
Yes, so we're going to say visited, right? Visited, yes, with ed. Okay, remember that these are regular verbs. Sí, los verbos regulares que terminan, bueno, siempre van a terminar en ed. Yes, for the past simple, for past participle. But what about if they are irregular verbs? Here, I'm going to check that. Let's take a look for the irregular verbs, please. Irregular. So what is the past participle of the verb see? This is a question for Fernando. What do you think, Fernando? The past participle of the verb see?
So.
Well, that's the past simple, right? Ese va a ser el pasado simple. Sí. So. But the past participle?
Seen.
Seen. Yes, that's what I want you to remember, the past participle. Es la tercera opción de los verbos. Ese es el pasado participio. Yes. In Spanish, you have the verb see. El infinitivo es ver. El pasado es vi, right? Ayer vi esto. But the past participle, so the past participle is going to be visto. He visto esto. Yes? So you see, it's going to change. Here we have seen. And what about the verb to go? Well, here is going to be gone or been. But been is also the past participle of the verb to be. So you have the verb to be, the past participle been. And sometimes when you have the verb to go, the past participle is going to be gone or been. For example, here the question, right? Have you ever been to Argentina? Right? Been? No, yes, I have. No, I haven't. Has she ever been to Argentina? ¿Alguna vez ha ido a Argentina? ¿Ha estado en Argentina? Okay, so let's practice this. Well, this is in order to practice the verb, but I'm going to show you some examples. Don't worry, because this is the first time that you're seeing present perfect, so I know that it could be a little bit difficult. Don't worry, because when you are on the next level, that is B1, you're going to practice this a lot. Sí, no se preocupen, yo sé que al principio es un poco difícil de entender the present perfect, right? But I need you to put all your best and understood this part, yes? So the positive, remember, we need to use the verb to have and the past participle, yes? And you have seen her, I have seen her, but he, she, it, she has seen her, or she's seen her. If it's negative, so we're going to say haven't, hasn't. And for questions, we're going to put the auxiliary verb have at the beginning. Have you seen her? Has she seen her? And here you have short answers. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Yes, she has. No, she hasn't. So here you have, right? When to use? What's the meaning of the present perfect? So remember, we're going to use the present perfect to talk about past experiences. Yes, past experiences. We don't say when these events happen. ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre el pasado y el present perfect? El pasado es muy específico. Yes, remember that. Yesterday, I saw this movie. Yesterday, I did my homework. El pasado es muy específico, solamente fue el día de ayer. Y esa acción se terminó el día de ayer. Yesterday, I saw this movie. But the present perfect. So here we are in the present, right? But this is the past. Take a look to this. This is the past. We don't say when these events happen. Entonces no es específico. The present perfect is not specific. We're going to say we have been to Rome and Florence. When? We don't remember. Yes? It's not specific. I haven't read that book. It's continuous. It's happening, right? It's not specific. Remember that we're going to use these phrases. Never, ever, before, already, yet. ¿Sí? Cuando tengan estas frases, we're going to use the present perfect. I have seen this film 3 times. For example, I'm going to give you this example. Yeah, I need to turn on my camera. Okay. Hello, everybody. So, for example, when talking about movies, right? If you are going to use the past, it's going to be specific. So you can say, last weekend, I watched Titanic. Yes, that is the past simple. It's a specific. It happened last weekend. Pasó el último fin de semana. Last weekend, I watched Titanic. But if you want to use the present perfect, it's not going to be specific. So you're going to say, I have watched Titanic 3 times in my whole life. I have watched Titanic 7 times, I think, in my whole life. Sí, ahí estoy hablando de, he visto la película Titanic, creo que unas 7 veces, 8 vidas, en toda mi vida, right? So I'm not mentioning something specific. I'm talking about the whole time until now. Toda mi vida, desde mi infancia hasta el día de hoy. I have seen Titanic, I think, 10 times, 5 times, right? But yesterday I watched Titanic. So it was yesterday. It finished there. The use of the present perfect, it's very complex. Why? Because in Santa Cruz we're used to not to talk about the present perfect, we just talk about the past simple. Sí, en Santa Cruz no usamos el presente perfecto. Solamente usamos el pasado. Para decir, ¿viste esa película? En vez de decir, ¿has visto esa película? ¿Sí? En La Paz, en Cochabamba, usan mucho el presente perfecto. Para decir, ¿has hecho esto? En Santa Cruz decimos, ¿hiciste esto? Sí, es un poco complejo, es por eso que no se preocupen si no lo entienden a la primera. But that's it. That's the present perfect. That's the difference, actually. Past simple, present perfect. So let's continue seeing some examples. Es por eso que vamos a usar el auxiliar have, right? Que en español es haber, tener. Entonces tenemos que conjugar el verbo have. Yo he tenido esto, yo he hecho esto, ella ha hecho esto, yes. She has done this, I have done this. So that's it. Let's practice a little in order to see if you understood or not. I'm going to send you this anyway. So first of all, we're going to underline the past participles, yes? Para acordarnos que the present perfect, we're going to use the verb to have, has, plus the past participle. ¿Sí? Para el presente perfecto necesitamos el verbo haber, have, has, and the past participle, y el participio de los verbos, right? So have you ever, what is the past participle here of these verbs? For this activity, Pedro, you are going to help me. What is the past participle? ¿Cuál es el participio de estos verbos? I'm going to show you one more time. In the third column, you find the past participle. Yes, these are the past participle. Brought, fogged, broken, chosen, beaten, eaten, seen, fallen. So Pedro, what do you think? Number one, what is the past participle?
El verbo sería write a novel, a
Okay.
poem.
Yes, written, right? So here is the past participle, written. What about number two?
A worker in a bar.
Yes, the past participle of work is going to be worked, right? That's the past participle. Number three.
¿Se le aumentaría la ed en one, cierto, teacher?
No, because we're going to have the verb to win. The past is going to be won, and the past participle won. We're going to keep the same form. Let me find this verb. It's not here. Only here. Yes, here you have. Past and past participle the same. Acá tienen este cuadrado que el pasado y el participio van a ser iguales. For example, stand up, stood, stood. Sit, sit down, right? Sentarse, el pasado es sat, el participio es sat. So win, won, won. It's not going to change.
Okay. Entonces sería won a prize.
Okay. Actually, all the verbs that you have here, those are the past participles, ¿sí? En resumen, todos los verbos que ven acá están en participio. Have you ever traveled to another country? Have you ever flown in a helicopter? Yes. So what is flown? Here you have the verb to fly, right? Volar. The past is flew, and the past participle flown. ¿Alguna vez has viajado en helicóptero? Have you ever spoken in public? Have you ever lived in another country? Have you ever taught? So taught is the past participle of the verb teach, right? Have you ever run? En sí, en resumen, lo que quiero que se acuerden es esta estructura. Have you ever written a novel? Have you ever traveled? Sí, es cuando queremos preguntar si alguna vez en tu vida has hecho esto, alguna vez en tu vida has trabajado en un bar, alguna vez has volado en un helicóptero, ¿sí? Ahí ven el verbo has, have, you ever, alguna vez, right? Has volado, hablado, vivido, enseñado, escrito, alguna vez has escrito un poema. Cuando quieran hacer ese tipo de preguntas sobre experiencias en el pasado, we're going to use the present perfect. La estructura es have you ever, and don't forget the past participle, ¿ok? Have you ever won a prize? ¿Alguna vez has ganado un premio? Have you ever run a marathon? ¿Alguna vez has corrido una maratón? Have you ever lived in another country? And then your answers are yes, I have, no, I haven't. Okay? So questions, any questions that you have about this? Any difficulties? So the test is tomorrow. This part is not going to enter but the verb collocations are going to be there. Yes? Questions for the test tomorrow. Something that it's not clear for you. You want to practice a little bit. No questions? So all of you, you're ready for tomorrow? Yes?
Teacher, ¿el examen va a ser por horarios igual? Así
Well,
con pareja.
tomorrow is the Richmond platform. On Friday is the oral test, and yes, it's going to be in pairs, and you're going to have your time. ¿Sí? El día de mañana lo vamos a dar todos en la plataforma, y ya el viernes sí es en pareja y cada pareja tiene su horario. Questions about the oral test? Is it clear, the oral test? You have any questions about the oral test?
Teacher, en el oral test, ¿nosotros podemos escoger a nuestras parejas o usted nos pondrá a nuestra pareja?
No, you can choose. You can choose your partner. I'm going to show you one more time and explain this. Sí, les he mandado este documento al grupo de WhatsApp. So the final oral test is in pairs. You choose your pair, and it's divided in 3 parts. Please, the first part is your introduction. Sí, solamente quiero que se presenten entre 1 a 2 minutos. Mencionen todas estas cosas que están acá. Talk about yourself, what you do every day, your likes in food, preference in gadgets, what is your dream job, right? When you talk about the past, talk about what you did on your last winter. When you talk about the future, please tell me your plans for this Christmas and New Year. What are you going to do for this Christmas and New Year? On the second part, I want you please to make a conversation with your partner between 3 and 5 minutes, maximum 3 minutes, please. You have to choose one of these topics. ¿Sí? Quiero que hagan una conversación sobre uno de estos 2 temas que tienen acá. Choose only one topic. Ya sea una conversación en un restaurante pidiendo una comida o una conversación para una entrevista de trabajo. Yes? Choose only one. A conversation in a restaurant or a conversation for a job interview. Si escogen la primera opción, que es en el restaurante, use this menu, please. Acá tienen el menú que tienen que usar. So, tienen que pedir un plato, preguntar el precio, decir qué tal estuvo la comida, al final preguntar cómo van a pagar, right? Here you have some examples. Acá tienen algunos ejemplos de una conversación. Estas son las frases para el mesero, mesera. Phrases for the customer, right? Frases para el cliente. If you choose the second option, si escogen la segunda opción, a job interview, so here you have 2 advertisements. Acá tienen 2 anuncios para una entrevista de trabajo. Ya sea una entrevista de trabajo para hairdresser or for working for coffee beans. Yes? You decide, choose one. Si es para una entrevista de trabajo, escojan uno de los 2. Ya sea para ser peluquero o para trabajar en un café. And again, here you have an example of a job interview. ¿Sí? Y acá tienen un ejemplo de una entrevista de trabajo, una conversación. So there is a personal manager and there is the candidate, right? Siempre está el manager y el candidato. So here you have these examples. That's the second part. And finally, on the third part, I'm going to show you some pictures and you're going to describe the pictures and make some questions to your partner. En la última parte siempre les muestro imágenes. Les pido que describan la imagen y luego que hagan preguntas a su compañero. Okay, important. It's mandatory to turn your cameras on, so please, for Friday, everybody has to have the cameras on. Sí, el día viernes para el examen oral, todos con su cámara encendida, please. I won't tolerate students that speak slowly or hesitating, ¿sí? Ya no voy a estar esperando a los estudiantes que hablen muy lento o se tomen su tiempo para decir algo. No, please. That's what I'm giving you this with time. Por eso les estoy dando esto con tiempo anticipado, para que se preparen. And don't read, please. Yo sé que están en su computadora, but please, I don't want you to read. If you read, I'm going to take 2 points less. ¿Sí? Les voy a quitar 2 puntos si es que me doy cuenta que están leyendo. So, questions about this, the oral test. It's clear enough? Okay, I think it's clear enough. So, do I have anybody that is in 10th semester? ¿Alguien está en 10º semestre? Nobody? Okay, so you prefer to take the test tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning or at noon? O seguimos manteniendo nuestro horario. Esta pregunta es para saber si quieren darle el examen más temprano a las 10 de la mañana, de 10 a 12, o seguimos manteniendo el horario a las 12:45. What do you think? Anyway, I'm going to send something to the WhatsApp group so you choose. But what do you think? You prefer at 10 o'clock in the morning or at noon?
En el mismo horario, teacher.
Okay, so we keep the same time. Okay, so that's going to be, we're going to keep the same time. Any other question? Okay, no questions. So remember that tomorrow the test is going to be about the whole book. Yes, from Unit 1 to Unit 12. But in Unit 12, it's not going to enter the present perfect. Only the verb collocations, until the verb collocation. Sí, el examen del día de mañana es de todo el libro, de la unidad 1 hasta la 12, pero en la unidad 12 solamente los verbos que hemos visto, the verb collocations. Okay, no questions? So that's going to be all. Yeah, we're finished with this. So it's been a pleasure to work with you. Hope you enjoyed and you learned a lot. Please keep practicing your English. It's not just coming to classes and be there, right? You have to read, you have to listen to English music, you have to watch English films and practice, yes? El aprendizaje de una lengua no es solamente ir a clases. El aprendizaje de una lengua toma toda su vida. So you have to practice every day. It depends on you. Okay, so goodbye everybody. It's been a pleasure and take care. See you tomorrow for the test. Yes?
Bye-bye, teacher.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye,
Have a
teacher.
good afternoon.
Have a good afternoon too.
Bye, teacher.